You didn't come across this video by accident. If you're feeling like everything is falling apart, like you no longer recognize yourself, and like you've lost your way, you're in the right place. You're not broken. You're waking up. What if I told you that this feeling of being lost isn't a problem? That, in fact, it's a clear sign you're evolving? I know that goes against everything you were taught, that confusion is failure, that doubt is weakness. But what if what you're calling a breakdown is actually a sacred transition? A turning point where your old version starts to dissolve to make space for the extraordinary. You're not drifting, you're recalibrating. But most people, when they feel that void, run back to the old world. What's familiar, even if it's uncomfortable. The problem is, when they do that, they abandon their own rebirth. Because the new you won't emerge using the old tools. You have to let go of control and align with the frequency of change. Maybe that's exactly where you are right now. You know that moment when nothing makes sense anymore, and everything you've tried to use to get back on track seems to be failing? It's not because you're broken. It's because your vibration has shifted, and the old strategies no longer apply. It's like trying to install a new system on outdated hardware. The new reality doesn't arrive through effort. It arrives through alignment. In this video, I'm going to show you how to move through this tunnel with awareness. How to recognize that this feeling of disorientation is actually a sign that your subconscious mind is opening up to a new identity. Together, we'll uncover how to raise your vibration, access your energetic field with precision, and apply real manifestation techniques, ones that work without forcing anything. If you feel like something inside you is changing, even if you can't explain it yet, this video is your map. Here, you'll learn how to truly trust the universe, how to release what's leaving, even without knowing what's coming, and most importantly, how to stay in energetic alignment even when everything feels silent. Ready to find out what the chaos was trying to show you? The feeling of losing control is the first sign that something new is being born. Have you ever felt like you were in the eye of a silent storm? Everything around you seems stable, but inside, it's just confusion? That feeling of being lost is one of the biggest clues that your soul is reorganizing its internal programming. It's as if your energetic field is saying, "Wake up! Something big is coming," and what looks like chaos is actually the beginning of a timeline shift. But here's what no one tells you. This only happens to those who are ready to collapse their current reality. At this moment, your subconscious mind is recalculating routes. This can show up as restlessness, insomnia, or that constant doubt about whether you're on the right path. But instead of panicking, start observing. Where exactly are you trying to force control? What do you feel must work out right now for you to feel safe? That demand for stability might be sabotaging your vibrational frequency. The truth is, losing control over what no longer belongs to you is a disguised gift. I went through this when, in the middle of a project that seemed like the dream, I woke up one day with the clear feeling that it no longer made sense. My elevated vibration was no longer compatible with that old version of me. It was scary, but that was the beginning of my identity shift. The hard part? Letting go and trusting the universe when nothing makes sense. If you feel like you're in a limbo between who you were and who you don't yet know you're becoming, take a deep breath. This is the place where your old self-image begins to collapse, and only then is there space to reprogram your mind. Try writing about it. Literally, grab a notebook and ask yourself, what part of me is dying, and what is trying to be born? Writing has the power to reveal hidden frequencies. Most people want immediate security, but quantum manifestation requires discomfort. The universe doesn't respond to your comfort zone, but to your courage to step into the unknown with trust. That's where the law of attraction is strongest, not in control, but in energetic alignment with what you can't yet see. And this is where many people give up, because it requires total surrender. You know those days when you wake up wanting to quit everything and disappear? Breathe. That's the beginning of your belief system being updated. It's like a computer rebooting after a heavy update. You feel slow, chaotic, confused, but it's because the new is still installing. Don't run from it. This is your energetic system receiving new manifestation techniques. What I've learned is that in these moments, the best thing you can do is stop fighting the current and just allow. Listen to music that raises your vibration. Take silent walks. Meditate with affirmations like, I allow my new reality to reveal itself with ease. This helps your subconscious mind lower its resistance. And with less resistance, more flow. Some people think manifestation is just imagining good things. But it's not. It's allowing yourself to move through the void between who you were and who you are still becoming. That void is fertile. It's where you plant the seed of the new. But the harvest only comes when you stop digging to see if the seed has sprouted. Trust is everything here. Trust the invisible. Trust the process. One metaphor I like to use is the caterpillar in the cocoon. Did you know it literally dissolves into liquid before becoming a butterfly? It looks like destruction, but it's evolution. It's the same with us. The old vibration has to fully melt away to make room for the elevated vibration that manifests what you desire. And yes, it hurts, but it's the pain of expansion, not punishment. It's common during this phase for it to feel like nothing is changing on the outside. But what's actually changing is your how. The way you see life, perceive yourself, feel, and decide. That's more powerful than any desperate action. Because when your vibration shifts, everything around you begins to realign with that new energy of worthiness. That's physics. That's quantum manifestation in practice. If you've made it this far in the text, something inside you already knows all of this. And even if your mind doubts it, your essence recognizes it. Because reality shifts begin when you stop trying to control the external and start adjusting the internal. It's a silent but profound shift. And usually, life starts giving subtle signs, you just need to pay attention. But do you know what comes after that feeling of losing control? An even deeper calling, letting go of your old identity. And that's what we need to talk about in the next part. The old identity must be dissolved before the new one can manifest. Have you ever noticed how, right before a major turning point in life, you start to feel disconnected from yourself? It's like the clothes you've always worn no longer fit. And I'm not just talking about physical clothes, but the roles you've worn, the strong one, the responsible one, the successful one. When your vibrational frequency starts to shift, that old identity begins to feel heavy. And the more you try to hold on to it, the more life pushes you to let go and make space for the new. Here's a truth that might sting. You won't manifest a new reality while holding on to the same old you. Quantum manifestation requires a deep identity shift. You have to stop being who you've always been to become who you were always meant to be. Sounds like a paradox, right? But it's not. It's pure vibrational physics. There is no timeline jump without letting go of the outdated version of yourself. When I talk about dissolving the old identity, I don't mean destroying who you were with anger. It's about gratitude, literally saying, thank you for everything you've taught me, but I don't need to carry you anymore. Put this into practice. Sit in silence, close your eyes, and visualize that old version of you drifting away like smoke. This simple ritual activates your subconscious mind to reprogram your self-image. I had to do this when I found myself living a life that looked perfect on the outside, but was making me sick on the inside. I realized my identity was tied to the need to please, to prove my worth. But that energy was no longer compatible with my energetic field. Only when I began raising my vibration and practicing new manifestation techniques did life begin to show me a new path. And that's the beauty of reality collapse. You no longer have to prove anything. You just need to align. The law of attraction responds to your essence, not your performance. So if you're trying to manifest abundance while holding on to a scarcity identity, it's like trying to pick up a radio signal with the wrong device. You have to become a new receiver. Update your frequency, not your effort. It's like using an old employee badge to enter a new company. It won't work. The universe is far more high-tech than it seems. It reads your internal programming, not your surface-level desires. That's why reprogramming your mind is so crucial in this process. Swap, I'm a fighter, for I'm abundant. Swap, I handle everything, for I trust the flow. You can start right now. Grab pen and paper and write. The person I'm becoming needs to think, feel, and act like what? That's a golden key. If you want to manifest a new reality, you need to act like someone already living in it. This isn't pretending. It's energetic alignment with your expanded self. Remember, the timeline jump doesn't happen through effort. It happens through coherence. And that's when the pain shows up, because the old self will resist. You'll want to go back to your comfort zone, identify with old traits, repeat patterns that no longer fit. But listen, that's just the echo of your old programming trying to survive. Don't feed the echo. Feed the frequency of your next version. At this point, your self-image becomes your GPS. If you believe you're still the person who has to suffer to achieve, guess what happens? The universe will give you more struggle. But if you see yourself as someone who can manifest with ease, your vibration starts attracting abundance, not effort. It all starts within. Always. You might be thinking, but how do I let go of an identity that sustained me until now? With kindness, with intention, with presence. Start with small practices. Change how you introduce yourself. Update your bio. Shift your posture. Speak like someone who trusts the universe. These small actions signal to your energy field that you're ready to let go and receive. This is one of the biggest secrets of quantum manifestation. It's not about achieving the new, but making space for it. And space only opens up when you stop clinging to that version of you that has already served its purpose. Sounds simple, but it requires awareness. And that awareness is what will prepare you for something even more challenging. Moving through the silence of the energetic isolation that comes next. Apparent isolation is incubation, not punishment. Maybe you've felt this. Friends drifting away, invitations no longer coming, conversations that once made sense now feel empty. And then comes that corrosive doubt. Is something wrong with me? But let me be clear, this isn't rejection. It's energetic realignment. Your elevated vibration has begun disconnecting you from the frequency of the old versions around you. What feels like loneliness is actually spiritual incubation. It's as if the universe is saying, be still for a while. Something big is being formed within you. And yes, that can be uncomfortable. The subconscious mind, wired to seek acceptance, will scream, go back, go where they know you. But quantum manifestation requires the courage to remain in that void for a while. Only then do you start reprogramming your mind for true connection, not just companionship out of need. I went through this deeply when I began shifting my reality. Friends of many years simply vanished. Silence on social media, events where I used to shine, suddenly didn't fit anymore. At first, I felt invisible. But then I realized I was being prepared to meet people who resonated with the frequency of my new identity. And that was magical. If you're in that phase right now, know this. It's not punishment. It's preparation. Your energy field is being refined to manifest new connections aligned with who you're becoming. And this kind of connection doesn't come through noise. It comes through silence. So instead of rushing to fill the void, let it do what it's meant to do. Clear away what is no longer you. Start using this time of apparent distance as an opportunity for inner growth. Want to practice? Spend 1 hour a day away from screens, in silence, listening only to your breath. It may sound simple, but this kind of presence reactivates your inner programming. It raises your vibration, and it makes you magnetic to what you once desperately chased. Think of a seed. It needs to remain in the dark before it can break through the earth and find the light. The same goes for you. Isolation is the cocoon of a timeline shift. When everything feels too calm or even boring, remember, that's exactly the moment your soul is organizing itself to collapse a new reality. And no, this doesn't show up in your stories. It shows up in the silence between thoughts. Did you know that many of the biggest quantum manifestation leaps I've experienced came right after periods of deep solitude? And not because I was sad, but because I was available. I was open to my essence, to the energetic field of the new. Use this phase to write, meditate, dive into books like The Power of Now or Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. They're true guides for crossing this limbo. Oh, and don't be surprised if even your body asks for more rest. Identity shifts consume energy. What feels like laziness is often your nervous system recalibrating to hold more light, more intuition, more awareness. Embrace it. Take longer showers, cook with presence, go to bed earlier. All of this helps raise your vibrational frequency and create space for the new. You'll notice over time that new people begin to appear, subtly, almost magically. A conversation with a stranger who deeply gets you. An unexpected invitation that aligns perfectly with your new self. That's not coincidence. It's energetic alignment. What seemed like silence was the universe redirecting you to your new vibrational tribe. And even if nostalgia for the old creeps in, and it will, remember, longing is not a sign to go back. It's just a reminder that you once were someone who is now becoming someone else. With each day you choose to stay true to your new frequency, your subconscious mind dissolves ties to the old and strengthens your ability to attract abundance with ease, not effort. This time of incubation is proof that the universe sees you as worthy of the new, because only those ready to trust the invisible can stay quiet and still feel they're on the right path. But that trust will need to grow even stronger, because the next step is learning that your new reality doesn't arrive through logic. It arrives through frequency. Your new reality doesn't arrive through logic, but through frequency. Have you ever tried to fix your life by making lists, plans, spreadsheets, only for nothing to go as expected? Yeah, logic has its value, but it's limited. Quantum manifestation isn't activated by rational planning, but by vibration. This means it's not what you think, but how you vibrate that determines what manifests. Vibrational frequency isn't argued, it's emitted, and the universe responds to it like a radar. This is a massive mindset shift. You're not here to control what happens, but to tune into what already exists. If your energy is stuck in lack, repeating, "I am abundant" won't work if your energetic field is still emitting scarcity. You have to feel the vibrational truth of what you desire. The subconscious mind only reprograms through real emotion, not empty words. I remember trying to manifest a new career opportunity. I did everything, visualizations, affirmations, actions, but inside, I was still vibrating in doubt. The result? Nothing happened. It was only when I started moving as someone already worthy of that reality that things began to shift. You don't force a new reality into existence. You allow it. And to do that, you must trust the universe before seeing the outcome. Does that make sense? It's like trying to tune into a radio station with the dial off. You might catch something, but it's all static. When you tune in clearly, everything flows. That's why your main job isn't to control the how, but to cultivate the who you need to be so that what you desire can recognize you. That's the secret to timeline shifts. In practice, ask yourself, does this choice bring me closer to or further from my ideal frequency? If you want to attract abundance, start treating yourself as someone abundant. You don't need to spend a fortune. Just shift your self-image. Dress with presence. Choose words that reflect confidence. Be generous with what you already have. These simple actions shift your energetic field. Some people think this is all just playing pretend, but it's not. It's vibrational coherence. If you can't feel like you're already part of what you want to attract, your subconscious mind perceives it as something far away. And the universe, always consistent, keeps it distant. That's why so many people spend their lives wanting without receiving. They're stuck in the frequency of not yet. One analogy I like is Wi-Fi. The password for your new reality already exists. But if you're trying to access it with the old code, all you'll get is a connection error. Reprogramming your mind is like updating the software that allows that connection to flow without blocks. It starts with small decisions. Changing how you wake up, how you look at yourself in the mirror, how you present yourself to the world. Everything emits frequency. Quantum manifestation is, at its core, a mirror of your energy field. If you vibrate doubt, you receive proof to doubt. If you vibrate certainty, you receive confirmation. And this vibration doesn't need to come from big actions. It comes from your state of being. A simple "I trust," even without evidence, can already begin to collapse reality in a powerful way. If you're waiting for something to make sense before you allow yourself to act, be careful. You might be stuck in the trap of the logical mind. Remember, the leap comes before the evidence. It's like jumping and trusting the ground will appear beneath your feet. Sound crazy? Maybe. But that's exactly how the greatest manifestors move, with vibrational trust, not mental guarantees. So instead of asking, "How is this going to happen?" ask, "What can I do right now to vibrate closer to my vision?" Could be something simple like preparing your home for the next version of your life, rearranging your space, tending to your energy, meditating with the intention of integration. Every detail matters when it comes to aligning frequency. The quantum field already contains all possibilities. The question is, which one are you resonating with right now? Don't chase what you want. Tune in. And when you do, you'll start to feel a movement that can't be explained, only felt. And when that happens, get ready, because your vibration will begin to attract what once seemed impossible. But hold on. There's something that can block all of this if you don't understand how the body and mind react under the pressure of transformation. Pain has a teaching function. Every fall is calibration. Let's be honest, no one likes to suffer. That's a fact. But pain, no matter how uncomfortable, is not punishment. It's an invitation, a silent call saying, "Hey, something inside you needs to be seen, healed, reorganized." Quantum manifestation doesn't ignore pain. It uses it as a tool for energetic realignment. Every time life pushes you, it's because something in you is out of sync with the reality you want to collapse into. Have you noticed that the biggest lessons often come right after the hardest falls? It's as if the universe says, "Okay, you asked for growth, but you didn't say how you wanted to learn, did you?" Pain accelerates subconscious reprogramming because it pulls you out of autopilot. And there, on the ground, is where you get a real chance to change your self-image and create a new internal program. Crisis forces you to question who you've been. I experienced this when I lost a major opportunity that seemed tailor-made for me. In the moment, I felt like the universe had forgotten me. But looking back with awareness, I can see that loss was the catalyst that pushed me into my timeline shift. That pain taught me to trust the unseen, to let go of control, and to align vibrationally with something even better. I'm not saying you need to suffer to grow, but when pain does come, and it will, use it seriously. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try, "What is this trying to teach me?" That kind of question changes everything. It transforms you from a victim into an alchemist. And it gives you the power to attract abundance even in moments of chaos. Pain reveals what was hidden. That betrayal, it showed where you were betraying yourself. That financial failure, it showed where you were still vibrating lack. That rejection, it revealed you were still seeking external validation. And here's the magic of quantum manifestation. When you understand the purpose of pain, it stops wounding you and starts refining you, calibrates you for your new identity. Want a practical exercise? Take the biggest pain you've experienced recently. Now write down 3 things it taught you. Then write 3 ways you can act differently from now on. This not only raises your vibration, but shows your subconscious mind that you're willing to evolve, that you've learned, and those who learn move forward. Think of the Chinese bamboo tree. It spends years growing downward, invisibly strengthening its roots. Only after that does it break through the earth and grow meters in weeks. You are the same. Painful phases are your roots going deeper. The more consciously you hold space for this process, the more prepared you'll be to receive when abundance arrives. And it will, but only for those who can endure the void of waiting with wisdom. Another important point: emotional pain also affects the physical body. That backache, that fatigue, that anxiety are often signals from the body that your energy is out of alignment. Take care of yourself. Eat more mindfully. Walk with presence. Use practices like EFT, Reiki, or guided meditation. All of them help release accumulated energetic overload. And one more thing: if you feel like the pain is lasting too long, observe whether you've started identifying with it. Sometimes, without realizing it, we make pain a home instead of a passage. And that blocks the timeline shift. Pain didn't come to stay, came to move you. So thank it, learn from it, and move on. Recurring old pains usually reveal subconscious patterns that need to be dissolved. Maybe you're punishing yourself without knowing it. Maybe you're repeating an inherited internal program. Pay attention to the cycles. They reveal where your vibration is still stuck. Breaking those cycles is what frees up space to raise your vibration and trust the universe for real. Every challenge you've faced has made you stronger, wiser, and more attuned to your intuition. This accumulation of painful experiences is the fuel for your next chapter. Don't dismiss a single tear, a single silence, a single collapse. All of it is coding within you a more powerful, lighter, and deeply connected version, one aligned with the energy field that will take you further. And it's exactly this preparation, this inner strength, that will allow you to energetically sustain what's coming. Because the next level isn't just about receiving the new, it's about holding it with maturity. But for that, you must understand that the universe never punishes you. It only trains you. And if you've made it this far, it's a sign that you're ready to sustain the extraordinary that's about to emerge. Now that you understand that feeling lost is actually the first step toward a deep transformation, I challenge you: what will you do with this new awareness? Will you keep trying to control what can't be controlled? Or will you start reprogramming your mind to align with this new vibrational frequency? Think about it. Are you ready to let go of old beliefs and allow yourself to live the quantum manifestation of your best self? I want you to reflect and answer here in the comments. Which part of your old identity are you willing to release today to make space for the new? Sharing this answer is not just an act of courage. It's a powerful affirmation for your energy field. Let's create together a community that raises vibration, trusts the universe, and knows that attracting abundance is a matter of alignment, not effort. And since we're talking about real change, tell me, which manifestation technique will you start applying from now on to collapse the reality you desire? Will you begin observing your thoughts? Work on your worthiness energy. I want to see your answer, because the next step is conscious action, and your transformation begins when you decide to act like the person who has already achieved what they desire. If you want to continue this journey with me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any content that will help you reprogram your mind, raise your vibration, and live the quantum leap you're waiting for. Here, we don't just talk about change, we live it every day. So commit to your growth and join this movement. Remember, you're not alone in this transition. Every step you take toward your energetic alignment creates a ripple that touches not only your life but everyone around you. So tell me, what word defines your vibration right now? Write it down, and let's expand this energy together.